PTV کی فخریہ پیشکش دنیا بھر میں آباد پاکستانیوں کی ترقی و کامرانی پر مبنی پروگرام پاکستان کو ترقی کی راہ پر گامزن کرنے کے لیے دنیا بھر میں پاکستانی متحرک اور تیار دنیا بھر کے ملکوں میں پاکستانی کا ان کی ترقی میں حصہ دیکھیے بین الاقوامی منظر میں پاکستانیوں کا سماجی، سیاسی، تجارتی اور مذہبی امور میں بھرپور کردار
ہیوسٹن ٹیکساس ہمیشہ وہاں پہ گنگو کچھ نہ کچھ ہوتا رہتا ہے. اس سال بھی فیڈریشن آف پاکستان چیمبر آف کامرس اینڈ انڈسٹری اور US ٹریڈ ڈیولپمنٹ کے تعاون سے ایک نمائش کا انعقاد کیا گیا جو مناسب مقامی تعاون اور لیک آف مینجمنٹ کی وجہ سے کامیابی کی بیل نہ چڑھ سکا. کاش کے دونوں جانب سے پورا تعاون ہوتا، صحیح ریسرچ ہوتی، اس کے بعد نمائش کا انعقاد کیا جاتا تو نمائش نہایت ہی کامیاب رہتی. بالآخر کوشش کی گئی، نمائش ہوئی، کچھ کامیابیاں ہوئیں، جس میں سب سے بڑا رول جناب شیخ سعید صاحب کا ہے جو سسٹر سٹی کے صدر محترم ہیں. انہوں نے کئی ٹریڈ میٹنگ ارینج کرائیں، کئی ایجوکیشنل میٹنگ ارینج کرائیں جو کہ نہایت ہی کامیاب رہیں. اس کے بعد انہوں نے ایک نہایت ہی شاندار ریسیپشن دیا ان دی آنر آف ٹریڈ ڈیولپمنٹ کارپوریشن اور پاکستان چیمبر آف کامرس کے صدر کے اعزاز میں، جناب اختیار بیگ صاحب کے اعزاز میں، جو نہایت ہی کامیابی سے ہمکنار ہوا. اس موقع پہ وہاں پہ لوگوں کی پہچان کرائی گئی اور بہت سے لوگوں کو ایوارڈ سے بھی نوازا گیا. بیگ صاحب نے وہ چیزیں بتائیں جو یہاں پر کونسل جنرلز، کمرشل کونسلرز کبھی شیئر نہیں کرتے. امریکہ اور پاکستان کے درمیان تجارت ہمیشہ اہم ترین رہی ہے. ڈونلڈ ٹرمپ نے کچھ سہولتیں پاکستان کو دی ہیں جو اسمال بزنس سے ریلیٹڈ ہیں، لیکن اہم ترین ہیں جس سے کافی زر مبادلہ پاکستان کما سکتا ہے. جو کچھ بھی ہے آخر کچھ نہ کچھ تو ہے جو اختیار بیگ صاحب نے ڈسکلوز کیا اس تقریب کے موقع پہ. اختیار بیگ صاحب ایک کہنہ مخش تاجر ہیں اور ہیوسٹن ان کا پسندیدہ شہر ہے، لیکن کہتے ہیں کہ ہیوسٹن سے آگے اور بہت بھی خوبصورت شہر ہیں. آئیے دیکھتے ہیں یہ رپورٹ.
Good evening and welcome. My name is Omar Khawaja and I am with the General Secretary of the Houston Karachi Sister City Association. It is my honor to be your MC tonight. This weekend, our lovely city of Houston is blessed with the visit of the US-Pakistan Trade Show and Delegation. The aim of this delegation is to promote business between Pakistan and the United States. And tonight, the Houston Karachi Sister City Association is honored to be organizing this event in their honor. We would like to begin our program with the invocation, and that will be done by our young student, Arsalan Farouk, who is a student at George Bush High School. Arsalan, please come to the podium.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان ألا تطغوا في الميزان وأقيموا الوزن بالقسط ولا تخسروا الميزان والأرض وضعها للأنام فيها فاكهة والنخل ذات الأكمام والحب ذو العصف والريحان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان خلق الإنسان من صلصال كالفخار وخلق الجان من مارج من نار فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان صدق الله العظيم.
Ladies and gentlemen, I now have the pleasure of welcoming our very talented young girl named Zara Khan. And please join us in rising for the national anthem. Zara, please come to the podium.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. Boxers Amin Shadban Kishware Hasin Shadban Tu nishane azme Ali Shan Arze Pakistan Markaze Yaqeen Shadban Boxer Zameen Ka Nizam Quwwate Awam Komal Sultanat Painda Tabindabad Shadbad Manzile Murad Parchame Sitara ho hilal Rahe bare tarakki ho kamal Tarjumane mazi shani hal jane istakbal Saye Khudaye Zul Jalal.
Our next speaker will discuss all of these organizations that are working together with us tonight. I also wanted to mention that it is Sunday night. It's already kind of late. I know everyone has work tomorrow. We want to give this event its due time, but I would ask all of our speakers tonight to please be brief, and I will do the same. To formally welcome everyone, I want to invite our next speaker to the podium, who is a very dedicated volunteer. He has been serving the community for over 30 years. He has been involved in a number of humanitarian and community service events. He's my good friend, and last year, President Donald Trump awarded him the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award to recognize his service through presidential gratitude and national recognition. Please welcome the man that helped coordinated this event, the President of the Houston Karachi Sister City Association, Mr. Mohammed Said Sheikh.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed an honor for the Houston Karachi Sister City Association, along with major community organizations, which are the Pakistan Chamber of Commerce USA, the Pakistani Association of Greater Houston, the Pakistani American Council of Texas, to welcome and honor a trade delegation, a very huge, a big delegation, all the way from our motherland, Pakistan. From the bottom of my heart, I would like to welcome all of you, and very especially the members of this distinct delegation led by a very able personality of the only umbrella organization of all the chambers and trade bodies of Pakistan, the Federation of Pakistan Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Please welcome Senior Vice President and Head of this delegation, Dr. Mirza Ikhtiyar Beg. tonight, on this very special occasion, we are having a very distinct honor of welcoming our new Consul General to the fourth largest and most diverse city of the United States. It is my distinct honor to recognize and present to you a very seasoned career diplomat who is mediating between people, cultures, and countries since 1999. Please welcome Honorable Consul General Abrar S. Hashmi. Thank you, sir. Most sincerely, I also want to convey my special thanks for the presence of most respected leadership from business, community, like Pakistani community, and international community, along with our community media. Here, I very briefly laud that the Houston Karachi Sister City Association is a not-for-profit organization formed jointly by the City of Government of Houston, Texas, and Karachi, Pakistan in 2009. We would like to acknowledge the efforts of the founding President, Mr. Harun Sheikh, Mr. M. Khan, and Mr. Muhammad Zahir in establishing this organization. Our mission is to promote peace through mutual respect, understanding, and cooperation between people-to-people exchanges. Sister Cities International, created in 1956 by US President Eisenhower to foster municipal partnerships between US cities, counties, and states, and similar jurisdictions in other nations. SCI represents more than 700 US communities and nearly 2,500 partnerships with sister cities communities in 145 countries. Since its inception, HKSCA has developed and supported projects in education, healthcare, humanitarian assistance, trade and culture, which leading to 3 international awards under the patronage of our chief patron, Mr. Syed Javed Anwar, and the efforts of the board of directors of our association. As Pakistan is a leading and very big, large market for Houston businesses in many sectors of industry. And to capitalize that, Dr. Beg, along with the US Trade Development Council, coordinated this important visit of trade delegation and exhibition. I would like to welcome and recognize the chairman of this council, Mr. Turab Shah, the man behind him, and Mr. Naz. These are the 2 people along with Mr. Amin. They are the pillar of establishing this association and bringing to the US market, as we know that this is the largest economy of the world. And their efforts has opened the door to many business people of Pakistan to enter this market. And we are very positive that this effort will continue and definitely not only benefit Pakistan, but as US too, and bilateral trade will be promoted from this organization. Here from our end, efforts are underway to coordinate the first ever trade delegation visit to sister city Karachi and other parts of the Pakistan, led by Mayor Houston, inshallah next year. In the end, once again, welcome you all to Houston, especially our Honorable Consul General, Dr. Beg, again with your big delegation. And we are looking forward to working together so we can work for the betterment of Pakistan and USA, because the trade enhancement is the backbone to foster and to establish a better economy, which is the very important need of this time. Thank you very much.
From one of the founding members of the U.S.-Pakistan Trade Development Council. He is the CEO of Olympia Group of Companies and also the governor of FPCCI and the Central Standing Committee for Textile and Water Recycling. Please join me in welcoming the Senior Vice Chairman of the U.S.-Pak Trade Council, Mr. Maqsood Ahmed Nas.
Good evening. It's a great pleasure to introduce US Park Trade Development Council, duly registered in USA and Pakistan. We are here with 72 exhibitors from diversified fields including fashion, jewelry, handicraft, sportswear, builders, educations, and many more. The delegation is under the leadership of Dr. Mirza Ikhtiyar Beg, Senior Vice President FPCCI and former advisor to Prime Minister for Textile Industry, who is a very known economist who made this visit possible. We truly grateful for Dr. Beg's guidance and support for using his strong influence to make this visit successful. We had the opening of the trade fair yesterday, attended by the prominent business community of Houston, which was a great source of inspiration for the exhibitors. I also acknowledge the great appreciation for putting tireless efforts of whole team of US Park Trade Development Council. Especially, I introduce only few names: Sayyid Turab Shah, President; then Sayyid Aminul Hassan, Secretary General; Asma Wajid, President for Female Cell; Noor Afshan, Mirza Mursaleen Beg, Junaid Umar Khan, Noor Al Hassan. Many thanks of all the valuable guests for their participation. Special thanks to Dr. Mubashir Chaudhry for hosting a dinner on 22nd at his residence in honor of the delegation and his support. I also acknowledge the great contribution and support from Said Sheikh, President Karachi Houston Sister City Association; Sijad Barki Sahab, President PTI USA; Atif Khan Sahab, Secretary General PTI USA; and many thanks to local press and electronic media. Thank you very much.
I now want to invite another community leader who's also been actively involved in the Houston community for the last 20 years. He is the president of the Pakistan American Council of TexaS. Politically, he is the USA president of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. Please welcome to the podium Mr. Sajjad Burki.
So glad to see a wonderful gathering of not only Houston regulars, Houston business people, but also our friends from Pakistan. My first congratulations to all the exhibitors who took the time out, who made the effort, who spent their money to come and visit our city. Please give them a big hand. We welcome you. We welcome you to our home, the city of Houston, and we hope that you will come back again, and inshallah, better things will happen as we go along. My Houston welcome to our new Council General, Janab Abrar Hashmi Saab. We welcome you to our city, and hopefully we'll have some very delightful times in the few years that you are here. Needless to say, none of this would be happening if it wasn't for one dynamic person who makes it happen not only in Pakistan but also here in this city. And it's no other than Dr. Mirza Ikhtiyar Beg. We thank you for making the effort to come out here. I had the opportunity a few months ago to visit Pakistan. Actually, I and Atif Khan, we were both there in Karachi for a few days, and we were hosted by Dr. Ikhtiyar Beg, and he took us around to show the business, to meet the business community, to see what FPPCI does over there. how functional that organization is and how strong that organization is in Pakistan. And we were very impressed with what they were doing over there. So I have no doubt that in the future we will see tremendous bilateral trade relations between Pakistan and the US, and I'm hoping especially with the city of Houston. All our friends who are here from Pakistan, please feel free to reach out to all of us. Consider us your family. We are your hosts in this city. If there's anything we can do for you on a business matter or even on a personal matter, we are there for you. So please don't feel like you are guests in this city. You know, your family. We want you to be successful. My sincere thanks to all the guests that are here today, especially the people on the head table. I always am delighted to see one of my mentors from many years ago who has been a little bit under the weather over the last few months. Dr. Ashraf Abbasi is here. Thanks, Abbasi Sahab, for joining us. I want to just say a couple of things up to why and how, since I do wear the hat of as the president of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf USA. The message, as you hear constantly from our Prime Minister, is the emphasis on the contribution of overseas Pakistanis. I promise you, not just publicly, even privately, he's counting on all of us to make Pakistan a better country for the future generations. And I hope that we will play our role. And one of the things that we can do in playing our role is to create bilateral trade relations with Pakistan. That's how we can help our home country. You know, we are all, mashallah, very successful over here. We've done our share. Now it's time to give back to Pakistan. And I hear that every day very sincerely from our friends who are wanting to give back to Pakistan. Let's take that first step. Pakistan is ready to welcome you. Please do that. Well, thank you so much for inviting me here, giving me the opportunity, and inshallah, we'll see better times in the future. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we ask our next speaker to come to the podium, I did want to just take a moment to recognize a few of our distinguished guests. First and foremost, I would like to just recognize a gentleman who is very rarely seen at these events. I think this is the first time he actually accepted our invitation. My dear friend and the founding member of Pakistani American Congress, as well as the Pakistan Chamber of Commerce, Dr. Ashraf Abbasi. Thank you. And I'm also going to just recognize a few other people. If you could hold your applause till the end, please. Thank you. And I would like to also welcome Mr. Naeem Qureshi, all the way here from Pakistan. He is the chapter president of the Houston-Karachi Sister City Association there. I also want to welcome Jeff Siptak from the mayor's office in Houston. I want to welcome, of course, Mr. Ahmed Al Yassin from the Jordanian American Association of Houston, Mr. Khalid Khan, the chairman of the Bangladesh American Association of Greater Houston, Saad Ansari from Helping Hand. We have esteemed guests here from the Filipino Chamber of Commerce, as well as the West African Chamber of Commerce, the Egyptian American community. And we also have Mr. Azam Akhtar and Mr. Mahmoud Dari here. And representing our political parties here in Houston, we have Atif Khan from PTI, as well as Riaz Hussain from PPP, and Mr. Mohammed Zahir from MQM. Thank you. I now want to welcome to the podium someone who I'm very excited to hear from. He is not only a leading immigration attorney, but also a very active community leader. He currently serves as the president of the Sister Cities of Houston. Please welcome Mr. Harry G.
Honorable Consul General, distinguished guests from Pakistan, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure on behalf of the 18 sister cities of Houston to welcome this delegation. We've endeavored to continue to expand our participation into the economic sector, and we believe that the sister cities of Houston will, in the future, continue to expand those particular programs, and we will want to work with Karachi and Houston Karachi Sister Cities Association. We're proud of the effect that and impact that the Houston Karachi Sister Cities has had during its tenure. They've been very actively engaged and helped us in promoting many of our various programs. We're particularly proud of the fact that Houston hosted the International Sister Cities Association in July. And on behalf of the various Sister Cities Association, we welcome people from all over the world. And we were very pleased that we were able to get as a gala speaker, President George W. Bush has participated in our program. It is through the efforts of Mohammed Sheikh Saeed and many of the other members of the Houston and Karachi Sister Cities Association that we were able to accomplish that. So we'd like to give them a round of applause for that particular involvement and engagement. We know that the delegation here will have ample opportunity to establish business contacts. Sometimes contacts take a little while to get established, and so we hope that there will be ample opportunity for the delegation to continue its visits, and we will endeavor to ensure that various delegations from Houston come to visit with you in Karachi in the future and continue to build the bilateral economic opportunities for everyone. We hope that you will have a great, successful trade mission, and we look forward to visiting with you at future occasions. On behalf of Sister Cities Houston, thank you, and join us in helping us and have a great visit in Houston. Thank you.
OPTV, आपका अपना channel.
Kaba Fusion is a pharmacist-owned, patient-focused team of professionals with over 30 years' experience providing intravenous medication to patients in the comfort of their own home. Founded by Dr. Sohail Masood, Kaba Fusion has 7 state-of-the-art pharmacies located across the country. Visit us at kabafusion.com to learn more about the benefits of in-home infusion therapy.
At Arkansas Spine and Pain, we love being a part of the family that is our great state. Our mission is to help every family we can live pain-free lives so you can get back to taking hikes, walking the dog, giving your kids and grandkids piggyback rides. Give us a call today at Arkansas Spine and Pain and get out of the cycle of agony you're in. You deserve to get your life back ASAP.
OPTV, आपका अपना channel.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, it is my honor to welcome our next speaker, His Excellency Honorable Abrar Hashmi, the Consul General of Pakistan. He is a seasoned career diplomat who is mediating between people, cultures, and countries since 1999. He has served in several capitals in major cities in his long and diverse diplomatic career. His previous postings include Canada, New Delhi, Beirut, Lebanon, and the Republic of Cyprus, and Kuwait, where he also learned Arabic, is fluent in Arabic. He has also served in the Armed Forces of Pakistan from 1988 to 1998. Please welcome Honorable Consul General Abrar Hashmi.
It's my pleasure and privilege to be here amongst you today. I think it's a good occasion for me to shed my jet lag. It's my first formal occasion to represent Pakistan here, and I'm really glad to be amongst luminaries who are all gathered today here to welcome this delegation led by Dr. Ikhtiyar Beg Saab. I think this is very important that for Pakistani community as a whole, we are diverse, we represent different colors, with different languages, but we all are one united people, and in doing so, we represent our own values, and those values are so celebrated that I tell you, once we go back to our own roots, We miss them. Here, the community which has gathered, they have been so kind that not only in recognizing what we represent here, but also in furthering the people-to-people contact and also our bilateral relations, that with US, with a very strong community. And let me say that I and my team would endeavor in not only listening to you and bridging those relationships with communities at large and especially with Pakistani diaspora. Barki Saab has just mentioned that government of Pakistan is very serious, and recently I've been part of one of the initiatives which government of Pakistan has taken, and that is opening up of Pakistan through introduction of easy visa policy, which is electronic visa or e-visa or Pakistan online visa system, and that has been a great success. And also that Pakistan has introduced recently those reforms wherein in doing business, we have gone up by 28 notches on the World Bank doing of business. Business has been easier, and those indicators are very encouraging. And recently, we have also seen that infrastructure development that has also come up. It has made traveling between cities, between centers of communication a lot easier, and the power outages which we had for almost a decade and a half, that has also disappeared, and now we have gone in surplus, and recently our current account has also gone into surplus. These are very good news coming out from Pakistan. And just going to institutional linkages, which are so important for any economy, any country, or any system. And here I welcome this delegation which has come from Pakistan and all these organizations which have gathered today, and including our US-Pakistan Council and Business Council, HKSCA, Sister Association, and our associates from other organizations who are promoting business. This is not only important for our economic development, and I would say that we have a big issue in Pakistan, which is to generate employment. We have around 64 million people, which is a youth bulge, and the biggest challenge for the government is to generate employment. And employability will come through skills development. And I think I invite each one of you who are into this business that kindly do some flagship programs wherein youth's skill development could be done. And I must assure you that I've just assumed my office. We will be open-minded. We will keep our doors open. I'll be facilitator for you between the communities here and the government of Pakistan on anything, any suggestion which you have or any workable formula which you might have. Please come forward. You will find us welcoming, and very soon we will be reviving our commercial section back in operation, which was, I think, closed for some time. We hope that in a month time we'll have our new commercial counselor coming to Houston again. So we attach great importance not only to our relations with the US, but I think my mandate would be to further people-to-people contact and also advance our economic relations. Thank you very much for inviting me here, and also looking forward listening from you. Thank you.
Moving along, ladies and gentlemen, it is now my privilege to, before I introduce our next speaker, I want to recognize another member of our audience, esteemed member of our audience. He is representing the education sector, Mr. Mehmet Okmuş from the Turkish community. Ladies and gentlemen, the visiting US-PAC Trade Development Council delegation is led by a renowned industrialist and chairman, of Bay Group, who is the former advisor to the Prime Minister on textiles. The President of Pakistan has conferred upon him the prestigious civil award Dagma-e-Imtiaz in recognition of his contribution to the national economy. He has also received Asia's prestigious Gusi Peace Prize International 2018, conferred by the President of the Philippines. The recipient of numerous awards, including the Gold Medal from the President of Pakistan, in recognition of his meritorious services in the field of banking and finance. He is also the Honorary Consul General of the Republic of Yemen in Pakistan, the President of the Consular Corps, Sindh, Karachi, and representing on the Board of Directors for the World Federation of Councils in Brussels. Please join me in welcoming our guest of honor, Dr. Mirza Ikhtiar Beg.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. His Excellency, the Consul General of Pakistan, and a very dear old friend of mine, Mr. Ibrahim Hashmi sir. Saeed Sheikh Saab, President, Houston Karachi Sister City Association, Dr. Mubashir Chaudhary, President, Pakistan Chamber of Commerce, USA. My very old friend, when I visited first time in Houston, I was hosted by Dr. Ashraf Abbasi from the same platform, and I'm very, very happy to see him today amongst us. Dr. Sajjad Barki, President PTI USA, Atif Khan, Secretary General PTI USA, Riaz Hussain, Mr. Khalid Khan. I can see an old friend, Amber Faruqi, MPA from Karachi. She is in town and she is mover and shaker. Whenever she is anywhere, something happening. And Mr. Harry, the representative of City of Houston, I believe. My sister-in-law, Zarov, especially drove from Austin. 3 hours ago, she said, I cannot make it. And then now she gave me a surprise. She is here with Amber and my sister Yasmin, family, distinguished guests at the head table. Very good evening. Indeed, it was a dream that has come true. A dream which was very difficult to chase, but has happened. And that dream was, on my last visit, I was told by many friends like you to bring Pakistanis, businessmen with Pakistani product to see the response in this great city, Houston. It was just a advice, a desire, but to make it workable was really difficult. First of all, to get 60, 70, 80 visas in one go. And bringing their products for the first time can go either way. But I'm very, very grateful to my delegates, the member of my delegations, who told me, and I made these points clear to them. And they told me, no, we'll take a chance. We'll bear the cost, we will go and see the market, we will explore the market. A thunderstorm for them. And we started it, and I'm very, very happy to say that not only completed the process of getting visas and other formalities, but they are in Houston, and they've displayed the product in a George Brown Convention Center, which is the most prestigious exhibition center in USA. And I know for sure 200, 300 exhibition of the top exhibition took place in George Brown Convention Center, and my Pakistani delegates, especially ladies, displayed their products in the same center, George Brown Convention Center. So it's a great achievement, and they deserve a thunderous applause. Now today I'm very pleased and honored to be among galaxy of community leaders, the great leaders. It was very difficult to meet each one of them because we was here for only 3 days. Today is our last day in your beautiful city, Houston. We are traveling tomorrow back to sweet home. But then when I requested them, so each one of you has respected me and is here, and your presence shows a great strength to me. It gives me great strength. And I'm sure that when we plan the next visit, we will be able to join you with a more bigger delegation. Now, out of 72 delegates, 40 has displayed their goods at the exhibition centers, and remaining was B2B meetings, the visits and meeting the people they have been already in touch with. So it's not back to start for the first time. It's a new beginning, and I think they deserved all that congratulation. Now coming back to core issues, I'm representing Federation of Pakistan Chamber of Commerce and Industry, which is the apex body of trade and industry of Pakistan. The true representative of private sector and business community of Pakistan. All chambers and national associations are our members. So great responsibility. So I would like to share few areas I think worth sharing with you in terms of our national economy performance. Before that, I will not be comfortable. I'll not feel comfortable if I don't acknowledge the great contribution, assistance, and work of some friends. Mr. Saeed Sheikh has done beyond my imagination. He was not feeling well. I called him and said, Saeed bhai, I'm bringing the people. This is a hard task, but I'm doing it here back home. But there's equally important and difficult tasks there in Houston. I requested him. He was not feeling well, but then he and Atif sat down and made it possible, and this beautiful hall we're sitting and talking and interacting with each other. Thank you, Saeed bhai. The other gentleman, without realizing the time difference, when I used to call him from Pakistan and knowing now it is the midnight here, and instead of saying sorry to him, he said, no, continue, Vivek Sahab, I am online, I want to listen to you. And that was Mubashiri Chaudhary Sahab. He's been a fabulous host, a very gracious host, and each one of the delegates felt it. So thank you so much. And that goes on. Now, the story started from Prime Minister Imran Khan's visit to USA when he met Mr. Donald Trump. On other than hard issues, the trade was also discussed. And Trump told Prime Minister to double the trade between US and Pakistan. Double the trade, saying is very easy. But how? We have already reached a volume of $7 billion, out of which Pakistan exporting $4 billion to USA, and USA is exporting $3 billion to Pakistan. Altogether, Ibrahim Sahib makes $7 billion total trade, and they wanted to make it to $14 billion. So I said, when Prime Minister came back, he met us and he said, we have to double the trade with USA. But then there was a catch. And the catch was that America has announced a program called GSP Plus system. GSP, sorry, not GSP Plus. GSP Plus is for European Union. So America has announced a program called GSP, whereby 22 or 23 countries are allowed to export duty-free goods to USA. Pakistan is one of those countries. India was also one of those countries, and Turkey was also those countries. Because the countries which are member of GSP are mainly developing nations. So when Turkey and India graduated, they have removed them from GSP. So now they are not entitled for duty-free export from India and Turkey to USA. Whereas we are still entitled to export duty-free to USA. So all that big market, about $200 billion altogether, extra market, now it's up to us to encash it, to export similar item, but with an advantage of duty-free export to USA. So we are working on it. I had series of meetings. They are agreed to include textile, but the main items are jewelry, surgical goods, sports goods, carpet, leather, food stuff, rice, and services. They're all duty-free. Export from Pakistan. Whereas now if India export any of these things, will have to pay 12% to 15% duty because it's not anymore member of GSP system. So this is a good opportunity I wanted to share with you to encash it as much as we can. We are trying to add more and more items in that list, particularly textile. And if not double, but Ibrahim Saab, I'm very sure we'll be able to enhance the export between Pakistan and USA by encashing or availing this facility where we qualify as duty-free exporters from Pakistan. This is one thing. The Prime Minister of Pakistan and the government of PTI has announced few priority sectors, and they want people to invest, explore, look into those sectors. And those sectors are tourism, information technology, and low-cost housing construction. On tourism, it is not just let more tourists come. Tourists won't come if there is required infrastructure is there, the visa facilities are not there. And I'm very happy to say that this announcement supplemented with a scheme, and they're giving tempting incentives to tourism industry. Tempting, lucrative. And not only that, they allowed 80 countries visa upon arrival. You don't have to go. And 180 countries e-visa, where you don't have to go to the mission. You just get online. Ibrahim Saab was working on it. I still remember when last time I met in Islamabad in your beautiful room, and we were discussing this topic. But now it is operational and people are using it. Federation chambers are allowed to issue their recommendation letters to sponsor somebody visiting Pakistan from USA or China and other country without visa. Visa is upon arrival. So I request you to explore these three areas. And low-cost housing, and Mr. Atif is sitting here. There is $100 million investment commitment from USA very recently made to the Prime Minister of Pakistan, not to me or not to XYZ, to Prime Minister of Pakistan to invest $100 million in low-cost housing projects in Pakistan. And this is and also tourism. Swiss hotel chain is there to putting up 3- and 4-star hotels in Gilgit and Baltistan, and many other new projects. So tourism people are now seriously looking at, because this is one of the priority sector of the government. Now there were some issues also. Issues was somehow the atmosphere was that since the government has won the election on corruption, since people are expecting to take action against corrupt people, so government and other machinery, particularly NAB, has taken very severe action against corrupt people. They put them behind the bar. The people we could have never dreamed. I could have never dreamed, the people who were behind the bars. And they are still behind the bars. Brother Sahab, I could have not dreamed. We have seen बहुत हुकूमतें देखी हमने, all high ups, but this situation, that people are behind the bars, those who've been involved in corruption is for the first time. But at the same time, the after effects of this situation was that the business community was frightened. They have to stop investing. They said, no, if we'll invest, the NAB will come. The bureaucracy stopped signing. They say, if you'll sign the file and it goes wrong, we'll be picked up, we'll be behind the bars. So एक खौफ और हरास की फजा पैदा हो गई थी. There was something fearful. So people was not putting hands in the pocket. They was only doing day-to-day things. No new industries was coming up. So no new job creation. Growth, GDP was going down. It's reduced 3.8 to 2.5 to 2.8, 2% less. So I met the chairman NAB and I told him in Islamabad, please, if you want business community to invest, because I still remember Mansha, then this Angro, Daud, Hussain Daud, and this Tabba group, Muhammad Ali Tabba, they're the biggest group of Pakistan. They said we will not invest. Categorically they said. And that was not good for the country. So I met the chairman and I told them that we should clarify, we should differentiate between business people and corrupt politicians and other people. I'm not advocating for the people not to take action, but let the business conducive atmosphere to prevail, which is the prerequisite for new investment. And I'm very happy to report you, the chairman NAB met my business community for 3 times. Islamabad, Lahore, and a few weeks ago he was in Karachi with me. And now they changed the rule. They said any case related to business community will be referred to FBR, Federal Board of Revenue, which is a body responsible for collecting taxes. They have all the power to seize the account or to seize the property. So no need NAB to intervene and create an atmosphere which is not conducive for the investment. So I'm very happy to say the new policy is no action of NAB on business community. They have made a committee where I'm also, the Federation of Pakistan Chamber of Commerce has 3 members committee and the 2 are from outside, so 5-member committee. Any matter of business community will refer to that committee and that the committee will decide in consultation with NAB seniors if this businessman is involved or not involved. There's nothing like picking up in the night and shifting behind the bars in the morning, no. So this is also something good has happened, that atmosphere of fear, खौफ का जो माहौल है वो अल्लाह ने चाहा इंशाल्लाह ख़त्म हो गया. I'm just discussing with you something which has happened recently, so you are up to date, and these things will help you to make a right decision. And might be these things you've been waiting for to make a decision. So it is imperative. This is another good thing. That in Pakistan, we have noticed that the parents spend money on the education of their children beyond their resources and beyond their means. For share of love for their children to give them a good education. They go most of the time beyond their means and beyond their resources, even to borrow and let them have the best of the best education. You all know this is what is in Pakistan. Now the trend is changing that instead of British system, O&A level, Cambridge University, people wanted from beginning to shift to American system. And I'm very happy to say that some of the Ivy League universities of USA has offered Montessori curriculum. Like my niece brought Neha Stanford Montessori curriculum. and they're giving franchise. So it is the same Stanford where your children should be going for higher education, but now they have signed Montessori and primary school and secondary school curriculum also in Pakistan. So when you go out for higher studies, you have studied in those systems only. And we have a large number of businessmen and women today in the delegation from that education sector. Those are meeting people to have the franchise, to take this American system to Pakistan for their institution. And most of them, they have chains of schools and chains of colleges. Those are here in this delegation. They met today also. It's various institutions. I'm thankful to Saeed Bhai, you have arranged their meeting with the Turkish people also, because so things going on, and these are the changes we must know. And finally, I request you to kindly seriously consider to invest in Pakistan, because the present government has a strong credibility, as we all know. Their reputation is much better than what we used to discuss. We have to help each other to build up Pakistan. This is what I'm doing. November, December is terrible for me. We have elections in the Federation, being in the ruling group, being the acting president, being Secretary General of UBG, the ruling group. We have to go from north to south for election. In each small cities, chambers, and I'm here in Houston. Just because I don't want to miss this opportunity that the businessmen delegations, if they could not come to Houston, they could not meet with the right people, the homework done by my friends sitting in Houston, I'm truly grateful.
OPTV, आपका अपना चैनल।
Kaba Fusion is a pharmacist-owned, patient-focused team of professionals with over 30 years' experience providing intravenous medication to patients in the comfort of their own home. Founded by Dr. Sohail Masood, Kaba Fusion has 7 state-of-the-art pharmacies located across the country. Visit us at kabafusion.com to learn more about the benefits of in-home infusion therapy.
At Arkansas Spine and Pain, we love being a part of the family that is our great state. Our mission is to help every family we can live pain-free lives so you can get back to taking hikes, walking the dog, giving your kids and grandkids piggyback rides. Give us a call today at Arkansas Spine and Pain and get out of the cycle of agony you're in. You deserve to get your life back ASAP.
OPTV की फखरिया पेशकश। दुनिया भर में आबाद पाकिस्तानियों की तरक्की और कामरानी पर मबनी प्रोग्राम। पाकिस्तान को तरक्की की राह पर गामजन करने के लिए दुनिया भर में पाकिस्तानी मुतहर्रिक और तैयार। दुनिया भर के मुल्कों में पाकिस्तानी का उनकी तरक्की में हिस्सा देखिए। बैनुल अक़वामी मंजर में पाकिस्तानियों का समाजी, सियासी, तिजारती और मजहबी उमूर में भरपूर किरदार।